Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Spiritual Journey podcast. My name is Nimish Radi, and I'm your host. I always love starting each episode by saying thank you. I feel so very blessed with this podcast, all the people it reaches, all the messages I get on a weekly basis. Thank you for everyone that supported this podcast. I love you very much, sending you the biggest hug. I am an Akashic record reader, Akashic trainer, podcast host, podcast creator, as well as a spiritual coach and mentor. And I love to guide people to be their authentic selves, release the layers that everyone's holding on to, and just get to the core of who you are. I do that through my mentorship program, maybe through opening Akashic Records, through this podcast, in so many ways. If my voice resonates and you feel like I can help you on your journey, please reach out. DM me, book a discovery call, book an Akashic record reading, whatever resonates. I'd love to guide you. I love what I get to do. I feel so very blessed. So today's episode is a special episode. For those that listen to this podcast regularly, have probably heard me talk about my mentor, my friend, Sidra Jafri. So it's 5 years since she left this realm. She passed away in a fire, aged only 30 years old. But she's had such a profound impact on my journey. And she continues to support me as one of my spiritual guides. So this episode is in honor of Sidra Jafri. So it's really talking about her wisdom, the legacy she's left, and the impact that she's having on me personally, but also obviously on lots of others. But also talking about how loved ones can become our guides. So yes, it's an episode me talking about my mentor and the impact that she has, but also maybe there's something here that helps you to understand what's happened to your loved ones and maybe guides you to connect with them. Not saying they're all guides, because sometimes our loved ones do become our guides, but a lot of the times they continue to watch over us, nudge us, love us from a distance, and for sure we should talk to them. That doesn't always mean they're our spiritual guides, and I'll talk about the difference between that, and I'll do a little process at the end to maybe help you connect with your loved ones. But Sidra, so if I go back to when I met Sidra, so I was, if you heard me talk about my story before, just briefly, I was very much on the corporate ladder, very much focused on becoming a spiritual, becoming success in the corporate world. I hadn't really been introduced too much to spirituality, but at the time, a friend of mine thought I was being too successful. Long story short, she did a bit of dark magic on me. I had no clue about any of that. And I healed that. It took me a couple of years and I was guided to it. But that whole experience opened me up to spirituality. It helped me to understand there's so much happening around me, more than just the mental space. But for a while, I was looking for teachers, friends, gurus, courses to fix me. Over time, I realized I didn't need fixing. Everything I need is inside me, all the love, all the joy, all the answers. And it's at that point I met Sidra. Interestingly enough, I was actually guided to Sidra by an ex. My ex-fiance, she went to one of her events. It was a free, weekend event. After the first day, she's like, "You have to come to one of Sidra's events. You love her." And I was like, "Okay." And so I went to one of her events, and I did feel a real connection to her. And I talked to her afterwards, and I really wanted to work with her one-to-one. So over time, after a while, she initially wanted me to join one of her programs, but in the end, we decided to work together one-to-one. And that just started a beautiful connection. For a while, we did that one-to-one work, but she had real impact on me. There's not many people that can get under my skin, but she had this real way of doing it. And I supported her in her soul spas. I went with her to Mexico, Hawaii, Spain, India, UK, so many different locations. And that's I guess that's important, because at the soul spas, that's where she could dig deep, and that's really where she opened me up in such a profound way. And she touched thousands of people. She impacted so many, and but I was so blessed to have that connection with her, that one-to-one time, that personal time where we connected, and we definitely had a soul contract. Just a few. If I share a few stories, and I just give you an idea of who she is. And the really weird thing is actually yes, she'll talk. She's one of my spiritual guides right now, and I'll talk about that in that transition. But so many people I work with also feel her energy, feel her vibration. So while you listen to this, be open to feeling her energy. Be open to feeling a different energy and a vibration around you. I know she can affect and touch so many more people on the other side. So be open to that. Yeah, I'll share some of the stories. So Sidra, she had lots of human experiences, but she made a choice at some point to dedicate her life onto this healing. And she was running their events and all her wisdom. And like I said, she had a way of kind of getting under people's skins and really expanding them. She'd do 30-minute one-to-ones and she'd achieve so much. But yeah, just sharing some of the stories. So when we decided to start working one-to-one and just do projects together, as well as just not just mentoring, but we were working together on community projects. And I remember a time she's like, you know what, I need to go and visit your family. I was like, sure, let's do it. My family live about 2 hours away from me, our brother's sister's extended family. And so she comes here with Ivana. Well, one of the people who worked closest with her. Actually, they both passed away in the fire. But she came here with Ivana in my house. She stepped in. She felt the energy of the place, and she's like, "Oh my God, I feel the energy of your family in your home. I don't need to go and see them." I was like, "Well, hold on. They're waiting for you, right? I've set this up so they will all get together at one house." So she's like, "All right, let's go." So we drove down. It was a 2-hour drive. We had lots of conversations about all sorts of things, as you do with Sidra. But we hadn't really talked about what she's going to talk to my family about. So we get to Leicester. We get to my sister's house. And we're there for about 90 minutes. And, before we got there, just before I said, Sidra, what are you going to talk about? She's like, you know what? I'm going to talk about the community projects we do. I'm going to talk about all this great work. And I'm like, oh, great. But then Sidra being Sidra, when she was there for 90 minutes, she talked about kind of connecting with souls that had left this realm, how much she loves graveyards, how she loves talking to the dead more than the human, and, kind of this stuff that for me feels very normal, but obviously for my family wasn't as normal. So, but that was kind of her. And, it was just before we left, she's like, let's go. And I'm like, well, hold on, you haven't talked about the community work. So she spent 2-3 minutes talking about it, but that was the whirlwind she was. So many other, she called me her trump card. I never really understood what she meant by that. And that meant that sometimes she kept me behind the scenes, and that's the word that she was using. You're my trump card. I'm going to need you when I'm going to call on you when I need you. And I only understood that when she left this realm. She passed away in March 2020. And of course, I miss her humanly. But there was a weird calmness that came over me, knowing that she was exactly where she was meant to be. She can help so many more people there. And it's really hard to describe, but I knew there was a knowingness that a soul contract wasn't done. So, but that's what she meant by trump card. She was preparing me for her not to be around. And so everything I've done, the podcast, and I'll talk more about it, all started from that. I realized I was playing safe. I realized I was waiting for her. All these events that she did, I was there supporting her, but it was her event. So her leaving this realm actually forced me to stop waiting. And so my question to you, if you listen to this, is what are you waiting for? Is there something you want to do? This energy, this period we're in right now, it's such a powerful time to transition. It's such a powerful time to leave your old self behind and to start something new. It is that time to shine your light. You're probably being pushed to let go of things you've been holding on to. Sidra in a time, she wrote a book. I can include the link. And for me, that book, all about the awakening, but it's become almost more like an oracle deck, right? Instead of, I've read the book multiple times, but sometimes I'll just ask a question to Sidra or any and just my guides, and just open the book at a random page. It'll give me a message. So it means that whoever's had any impact on your life, that impact continues even after they leave this realm. It's even me knowing that I'm a healer. I was at one of her soul spas, I think it was in India. She did this process, she did this activation, and she did this meditation. And in the meditation, through the meditation, she's like, pick a color, and different colors. One color represented a healer, a teacher, or a carer. There's 3 colors. And I, at the time, thought, because I was doing mentoring and I was still in the corporate world mentoring lots of people, for some reason I thought I'd be teacher. But actually, and the color that came through, I think, was purple for healer. So I was the color purple. I was a healer. I was, okay, that's interesting. Didn't really think much about it. It was the end of the day. We left, and the next day, Sidra used to do this thing where she'd go to everybody and just ask them, did they do the home play? How was their evening? How was, kind of all of that sort of stuff. With me, it was always a little different. So she came to me. She's just like, she said, what was your color? And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, what was your color? And I was like, because this was the night before. And I was like, oh, you mean from the meditation? Yeah, I was purple. I was a healer. And then she just said to me, the day you accept that is the day your life will become easier. And she just left it at that. She kind of dropped the bomb and she just left it. And that was the day I really realized that I'm a healer. And it did make my life easier. It did. You tell yourself, we're all obviously all 3, right? In many ways, we're teachers, healers, and carers. But pick one that you're going to major in. And let me ask you now, if you had to pick one, which one would it be and why? So many other stories, just in terms of who I am today. Even my voice, she taught me vibration linguistics. And what that means is when we speak, there's so much more to our words than just, there's codes, the frequencies that go with it. But also your body language, the color, everything about you that you communicate vibrationally. And there's so much of what I share today. I mean, I'll tell you my purpose. My purpose is anyone I connect with, I want to leave them better than Father. Where did I get that from? I got that from Sidra. And we just had a call, a memorial call for her a couple of days ago. And there's so much love. So many people came on and just talked about the impact that she's had. So her legacy lives on. And it's such a beautiful legacy. She when she was here, she talked so often about not being here. She talked about all of us being on stage and a training, and she'd always say, I'm not going to be there. So she knew there was a knowingness in her that at some point she was going to leave this realm, and she was training us to carry on her mission, but our mission. I feel like it's not about her work. It's about what she's taught us, but for us to add what we've learned and our own mission and combine the 2. And so again, yes, this is a very personal episode talking about Sidra, who's had such a big impact to me. But I ask you also, who in your world, who in your life, who's mentored you behind the scenes? Maybe it's a parent. Who do you look up to? How are you honoring the memory of those people, these souls that are no longer in this realm? What impact did they have on you? Like I said, she helped me to understand the healer I am. She helped me to understand that my voice is my gift. She connected with me with the power of who I am. So I'll be forever grateful. This podcast is an example. So if I go through the journey of what happened after she left this realm. So yes, she passed away in March 2020. And as I said, I realized over a period of time that I was playing safe. I thought I was doing everything, I was like doing all the things I needed to kind of shine my light, but I wasn't. I was like waiting for her to do things. So when she left this realm, she quickly became one of my guides, my mentors, my spiritual guides on the other realm. I could hear her voice in my head all the time. And she's the one that guided me to the Akashic Records. I could hear her voice saying Akashic Records, Akashic Records, Akashic Records. And that's what got me into the records. And for anyone that's a regular listener, you know I talk a lot about the records. I have a monthly episode where I channel a group message through the records. We hold a monthly webinar with me and Stace, the normal co-host on this podcast. And we have a monthly Zoom call again, which we channel through the records. So the Akashic Records are a record of everything your soul's been through. Current life, past life, future life, power life. When you get an individual reading, I guide you and I channel a message from your guides. But I do group reading once a month. But the records have changed my life. For me, they're a gateway to connect and build a deeper connection to my guides, but also to other realms. So her, as in my head, as one of my guides, was like, Akashic Records, Akashic Records. So I was like, she was very persistent. She was very persistent when she was alive, but she's also very persistent when she's as one of my guides. So I listened to her. I did some research on the Akashic Records. I was guided to beautiful Akashic trainer that I met online. Her name's Ashley. She's actually done an episode with me on this podcast, and I've done one on her podcast. And I learned through an online course how to connect with the records. But I believe we've all connected with the records in some kind of way. I believe we all have the ability to connect with the records. If you've channeled a message, if you've done a meditation, I feel you touch the records. And I don't believe I teach anyone to connect with the records or access the records. I believe what I do is I guide the human to what your soul already knows. So I feel like I was guided to the records, guided to something my soul already knew. But the only reason I learned how to read Akashic Records is I knew that me and Sidra weren't done. I knew that there was still more for us to do. There was, it was easy. It would have been easy for me to say, well, she's no longer in this realm, etc. But I knew that our soul contract wasn't done. And I was just like, I need to know more about this. So I learned how to read Akashic Records. I connected to Sidra. I connected to her, our contract, understood that actually she's going to guide me on the other side, and I'm going to need to do whatever I need to do on the planet. And, we have a contract for her to be my spiritual guide. And I feel so, so very blessed with that. And I know she's helping so many others on the other side too. And it's beautiful to see how many people, there's like a core group of people she always worked with. And I know she's still helping them. And I know she's pushing us in her own unique way. So like I said, if you listen to this episode, maybe you feel her vibration. Maybe you feel her energy around you. Be open to feeling magic. And at the same time you've listened to this episode, maybe feel the connection of your loved ones that are no longer with us. See how they're nudging you. See what messages they have. You're listening to this for a reason. Like I said, she called me the trump card. And the reason it now makes sense is because when she left this realm, I did find this strength. I found this strength just to continue to, when I read the records with Sidra, it was such a beautiful process. I started reading for friends, and that opened up a different realm. I've now read for thousands. I've now done so many group readings too, and it's a beautiful way to connect to the other realms. But also through the records is where this podcast started. So I got the message through the records that my voice is my gift and I need to use it. And so many people say that I have a beautiful voice, and it's really interesting. Growing up, I didn't have a voice. So I've had to work hard to find my voice. I was at 3 years old. I was a refugee from Uganda. I've got one younger sister, and I got 4 brothers, 4 sisters. So everyone else is older than me. So I've got, there's 9 of us. So I've got one younger sibling, and the rest, the rest of them are all older than me. So it means I've got 7 older siblings, and it's just we were all trying to find our way when it came to the country. We didn't know the language when it came to the UK. So growing up, I definitely didn't have a voice. And I've done a lot of healing on that. But then to get the message through the records of my voice to my gift, I sort of understood it, and I felt it. I felt the power of it. And I was like, well, what do I do? So I was like, I decided to start a podcast. And I guess what most of us do is procrastinate, right? So Then I was like, well, I need the right equipment. I need the right software, all these sort of stories. And then I had to pick a name. I really feel like the name was channeled. I knew that I wanted to honor Sidra. She's such a big part of my journey. Well, so many sentences I use, like anyone to connect with, leave them better than found them. Those sort of things. I don't know where I got the phrase, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional, but that probably came from Sidra too. So I decided I wanted to use her initials, SJ, Sidra Jafri. That's why I came up with Spiritual Journey. It's my honor to her too. Spiritual Journey, Path to Awakening. Her book is called Awakening. And everything she talked about was the path to awakening. So I really feel like this podcast, everyone that reaches the numbers, globally it's a top 2% podcast. We've done over 225 episodes, 200,000 downloads, 100,000 unique listeners. It's just crazy. And my objective with this podcast is really to simplify spirituality and guide people on their journey. But I really do feel it's guided. So this podcast is because of Sidra. This podcast is also part of me not hiding anymore, me using my voice. This podcast, I truly believe, is what Sidra meant by me being a trump card. Using my voice like so many others are in her group, but using my voice to continue her message, continue my message. So again, if you've still listened to this episode, thank you for allowing me to do that. But again, this whole connection is opening me up to so much more. The mentorship program is really changing lives. It guides people to truly be their authentic selves. That was channeled through the records. I really believe Sidra behind the scenes, she brings people to me. People that are ready to awaken, people that are ready to truly, truly go through a transition. I feel in some way she guides them to me. Everyone I mentor in some way usually says, I feel Sidra's energy. I had one person I was working with. She was listening to this podcast and she was driving to work. And she said that she feels like Sidra was sitting next to her. So you may not all feel Sidra's energy. But what I'm telling you is there's forces on the other side, there's guides on the other side that are willing to work with you. So if you don't feel your guides, if you don't feel the energies around you, be open to magic. Sidra's legacy continues. I mean, it's been 5 years. If I think about my life for the last 5 years, I mean, I left the corporate world. I mean, it's so different. I mean, I started this podcast. So many people have heard my voice. Just really interesting. I mean, I'll share another more recent story. So, last week, me and Stacey did the monthly free Zoom healing session we do, it's on Zoom. If you want to have more details about it, reach out. It's open to everybody. It's free. It's our way of giving back. But in that, I do a guided meditation. That means Stacey opened the records and we channel a message for the collective. Beautiful 90-minute session. One of the favorite things I love to do on a monthly basis. But the day after, the day after the session, it was really good. I was still integrating, and I was just on my way home, and I thought, you know what? Let me just stop for a milkshake. I fancied something. I haven't stopped at this ice cream shop for maybe a year, 18 months, 2 years. But I just thought, you know what? I stopped, and I went in. There was a group of people there. Didn't really think much of it. I was just going to order and leave because it was late. I was close to home, and one person in the group, there's about 10 people there. One person in the group says, "Hey, how you doing?" I was like, "I'm great. How are you?" And he's like, "I was on your webinar yesterday." I was like, he's like, "It was amazing. It was great. The meditation was really great. And, thank you. You're doing a great job." I was like, "Oh, that's really cool." But then another 4 people from the group also got up and said, "Oh, we were on yesterday too. We loved it. We loved it." And it's like, the whole thing just blew my mind. It was like, well, hold on. There's 5 people and it was like, they're taking pictures, and it was just like, it was such a beautiful, I feel like my guides were showing off because it's like, what I do is mostly online, and, a lot of my clients come from the US. So to meet people locally was just, and again, I feel like Sidra guided that. It's just, I feel like there's things that our guides do they show off. So my question to you is, are you allowing your guides to show off? I very often ask my guides, you know what, today I want you to show up and show off for me. So maybe you do that. Maybe you ask your guides to show off. But here's the thing with asking your guides to show off. Be open to magic. Don't limit yourself with how you feel that showing if it looks like. Be open to magic. And actually, but the 5 people I met that day, and as I was talking to one of the people I mentor, she's like, oh, you know what? I invited 2 of them. I was like, really? And it's like, isn't the circle beautiful? It's like, just, yeah, I just love this universe. I love our guides, and just, Sidra, I know you're listening, and I know you're here. I thank you. I thank you for all the support that you give me, all the support. This episode is a celebration to you. There's such a beautiful light, and you're helping so many more. And I hope everyone that's listening to this episode can feel the love that's coming from the universe. And her wisdom will carry on. Her teachings will carry on. The book that she's written, all the work that we do, anyone that connected with her. And I know there's so many people doing amazing things that work with Sidra. It really is. It's a ripple effect. And that's why what I do, I love too, because I know it's a ripple effect. So my question to you is, are you allowing your guides to connect with you? Are you allowing messages to come through? Are you limiting yourself to, oh my God, I can't see my guides. They must be not there. Oh, I can't hear them. They must not be there. Sometimes it's our expectations that stop us from truly feeling the magic. So allow the magic to happen. Be open to the messages coming through so many different forms. Maybe show through your meditations. Maybe show when you ask a question. If you open the Akashic Records, maybe that's a way of getting messages. But also messages come through conversations with friends, what you watch on TV, what you listen to, just in the most craziest ways. So be open to magic. I feel like I said, I'm very blessed with my connection with Sidra, but at the same time, I feel like I did the pre-work. I feel like I had a soul contract with her. So again, who do you have a soul contract with? Are you open to people guiding you? Anyone I work with, I feel like I have a soul contract with them to guide them. So does my voice resonate? Maybe we have a soul contract. Maybe the soul contract's for you just to listen to this episode or listen to this podcast. Maybe there's a soul contract for you for us to work together. Reach out. Who knows? There's so much that, like I said, that she taught me. She's teaching me. She continues to get under my skin in ways that I can't even imagine or understand. It's just, and I thank her for training me. I thank her for being behind the scenes. I mean, another beautiful example, she did Sacred Healing Arts, which if you look at the picture, the art just moves and shifts. And I've been graced with so many of her arts in my home. It's just, but the main purpose of this, one is to, of course, honor Sidra, but 2, open you up to having guides. Build a deeper connection with them. Don't put them on a pedestal. Some of our guides, sure, have had a human experience, not all of them. So take time to feel the energies around you. Sometimes you get frustrated because I want a name. You're not always going to get a name, but feel their vibration, feel their energy. What if you trust they're there? Sidra be leaving this realm. I miss her. If I had a choice, of course she'd still be here physically. But I feel so honored that she chose to be one of my spiritual guides. But who are your spiritual guides? And are you truly open to receiving them? Sidra, thank you. Thank you for all that you do. So let's close with a quick process, quick activation. If you're open to it, to connect with your guides, connect with your loved ones. So if you're in a position to, just close your eyes. And if you are driving or working, then just maybe come back to this meditation. But if you're in a position to, just be still. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in and a breath out. Take another really deep breath in and a breath out. And from this space, just imagine you're a beautiful bubble. The bubble is filled with love and light. It's so beautiful. Just allow that light to come into you through your crown, which is the top of your head, and wash over you like a wave all the way from the top of your head to your feet, going from your crown, which is the top of your head, to your third eye, which is your forehead, to your throat, to your heart, to your stomach, solar, sacral, base, your legs, your feet, your toes, your arms, your hands, your fingers. Feel every part of you being completely filled with beautiful light. Feel that light extending outside your body and cleansing your aura. Feel every part of you being cleansed. From here, I call in Gaia, Mother Earth. I ask her to ground us. Imagine and visualize you standing barefoot on grass, on sand, in water, whatever resonates. And I ask for anything we're holding on to that's no longer serving us, any attachments, any emotions, any soul contracts that are done, any agreements, any pacts, any promises that were made in this lifetime, any other lifetime that are keeping us stuck. I ask us all to release it all into the ground. Just imagine all of that being released. And then from here, I call in Source God, and I ask for everything, all the space we've just created inside us, to be replaced with beautiful angelic energy. And from this space, I call in our guides, our soul family, any ascended masters, any archangels, any high-level beings, any ancestors in past lives. I ask you to form a circle around us. I ask for this space to be cleansed. I ask for only loving and supportive messages and energies to be allowed into this space. I ask you just to feel the energy around you. Feel the energy inside you. Feel the love that's coming from your guides. And from this space, I ask one of your guides to step forward. This could be a loved one. This could be one of your guides. Actually, this time I call on one of your loved ones that have left this realm. I ask for them to step up, to step into your vibration. I ask them to magnify the vibration. I ask you to be open to feeling the vibration. It may be different than what the vibration was like in the human realm. So open your heart and truly feel that vibration of the loved one that's in front of you, that's beside you, that's next to you. Wherever the energy is, feel it. And if you can't feel the energy, trust that the loved one's there. Trust that your loved one's there. Have a conversation. I'm just going to go quiet for a few seconds, and I want you to have a conversation with your loved ones. Whoever it may be, trust they're there. Just for a few seconds. Have a conversation. Enjoy. Finish having the conversation with a loved one. But I put the intention out there for you to be able to continue this conversation whenever you wish, in your meditation, in your dreams, in your sleep, in your waking hours, whenever you wish. Feel free to continue this conversation. Remember the energy you felt, the vibration you felt. I'm going to ask this loved one to take a step back. Now I'm going to call on one of your guides. This guide may have been with you in the human realm, maybe not. But I'm going to ask this guide to magnify, whichever guide decides to show up, just one of them. I'm going to ask this guide to magnify their energy, magnify their vibration. I'm going to ask you to open your heart up to truly feel their energy. What do you feel? Where do you feel it? If they want to give you a name, I'll ask them to give you the name now. But if not, just remember the vibration. Remember the energy. Again, I'm going to go quiet and just connect with the vibration of this guide. Maybe they have a message for you. Maybe this is the time for you just to feel their energy. Whatever comes through, comes through. I'm just going to go quiet again just for a few seconds. Enjoy. Thank you to this guide. I'm going to ask this guide to step back. And just feel the energy around you. Feel all your guides. I'm going to ask your guides to step in closer, to magnify their energy, magnify their love. Loved ones, ancestors, all of you, I'm asking you to magnify your energy. For so many of you, you've healed so much ancestrally, so your ancestors are here to celebrate you. Feel the love that's around you. Feel the support. Commit to connect with the energies and the vibrations around you so much more. There's so much love for you here. Feel it. I thank your guides. I thank your soul family. I thank all the beings that are here. There's so many ascended masters beings here with us today. Sidra is always watching over us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I ask for you to be able to visit this space whenever you wish, in your waking hours, in your meditations, in your dreams. Whenever you choose, you can visit this space. You can connect with your guides. Just close your eyes and feel the energies around you whenever you wish. At this stage, I ask you to come back into your body, taking a breath in and a breath out. Another breath in, and another breath out. Just allow yourself to come back. Open your eyes. Just take a deep breath and feel the energy inside you, around you. Thank you for allowing me to guide you. You can do this activation by listening to these words again, or just close your eyes and feel the vibrations around you. I promise you have a set of spiritual guides that are here and love you unconditionally. Be open to feeling their energy. Know it's a co-creation. You need to ask what you need from them too. And if you need help, reach out. Maybe book a session. But as I close again, I want to say thank you to Sidra for everything I do, for me to feel her love, for just so much. For the family she left behind. She has two beautiful sisters that are doing amazing work. So many people she worked with is doing so many amazing, beautiful things. Sidra, your light is shining so bright in this realm because of the mark that you've left and the work that you continue to do. So I honor you today. I thank you today. And for all the listeners, who are you grateful for today? Who are you thanking today? It doesn't have to be somebody that's left this realm, by the way. It could be somebody that's still here. But choose today to be grateful. Grateful for the guidance you've received, the guidance you're receiving, for the love you have inside your heart and around you, for your guides in the other realms, but also in the human realm. I thank you for listening to this podcast. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. I really do wish you got something from this episode and you truly felt the connection of your guides. If I can help in any way, reach out, send me a DM. I'll include my Instagram and Facebook and all that on the show notes, but all profiles, Instagram, Facebook is my name. So if you search for Nimish Radu, you'll find my details and DM me. This episode had an impact. Or if you know Sidra, or you worked with her, or you could feel her energy, please let me know. Sending you all so much love and light. Truly embrace this energy. This episode comes out, I'm going to release it on Thursday. Today, so if you listen on Thursday, it's also the spring equinox. Actually, it's the equinox. It depends whether you're northern or southern. So it's either the autumnal or the spring equinox, depending where you are. But the equinox gives you a great opportunity to rebirth, to reset. For me, this time, the equinox is the new year. So this is a new energy, new vibration. Yes, there's still so much going on the planet. So many planets in retrograde. such a big shift. There's another eclipse on 29th, which is going to be even another bigger shift. But use this equinox energy, use this newness. We move into Aries season. I'm an Aries, so it's definitely going to impact me. But just ride the wave. Feel the love around you, inside you. I'm sending you so much love and light. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for listening. Bye for now.